as Manchester United have a full agreement with PSG for the signing of midfielder Manuel Ugarte. United will pay an initial fee of £42.2 million, but the deal could be worth as much as £50.7 million, including performance-related add-ons. As I said, he will fly to the UK for a medical today. I mean, David, it's been a while. We've always known that Manchester United had their interest in Manuel Ugarte, but they will be happy that 3 days before the window they finally got their man.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of surprise in some quarters that Manchester United started this season without signing a midfielder, given the issues that they had in midfield last season. I think it's a deal that probably pleases both sides. PSG have recouped a good fee for a player that probably wouldn't have played too many minutes this season, given the players that they have strengthened their midfield with. And I think from United's perspective, they're paying a fee that they believe is probably a little bit less than what PSG initially wanted. And the closer this got towards deadline day, we were even talking about a loan deal, which really wasn't what PSG were after. They were after a permanent sale. So United get a player they want and fills a gap that they need filling. PSG sell a player for a good price that wouldn't have got too many minutes this season. And I think from United's perspective, they're buying a player for a price that they believe is a fair fee. I think it's delayed slightly because of his involvement in the Copa America. He was named in their team of the tournament, so that tends to delay deals until we get towards end of July, start of August.
Well, Dan, why Manuel Ugarte? A lot of midfielders on the market, but why have Manchester United identified him as their man?
Well, that is the question. But first of all, I just want to pay my respects because with Scott McTominay looking closer to joining Napoli in Serie A, we need to pay our respects to the McFred era at Manchester United. You know, Fred leaving to Fenerbahce just last season, joining Jose Mourinho, and now McTominay looks like he's on his way out as well. But let's look at his potential replacement in Manuel Ugarte. And when you look at his Liga stats from last season, I mean, he is this number 6 that Manchester United have been looking for. You look at the tackles, interceptions. I think one thing that really stands out is his possession won in the middle third, because what Erik ten Hag wants to do at United with a new pressing style, he wants to get his players further up the pitch. But if the oppositions do be that first line of the press, they need to win it in midfield. And that's perhaps where they're being beat a little bit at the in the moment with Kobbie Mainoo and Casemiro in midfield. But Ugarte looks like that number 6 that could play next to Casemiro or potentially instead of him. And his pass accuracy is very good as well. But when you look at what Manchester United have done in this window so far, what you see across this board is reinforcements in the spine of the team. You start with Joshua Zirkzee, signed from Bologna. He'll be playing with Rasmus Højlund, of course, when he's back fit. Lenny Yoro, just 18 years old. He'll be back fit soon enough, but real potential for him. And then you look at Matthijs de Ligt. He brings a wealth of experience, a very good age as well. And we could be seeing a new United partnership with himself and Lisandro Martinez, potentially. And then Noussat Mazraoui can play both fullback positions, which is what United have needed with Luke Shaw and Terrell Malacia's injuries over the last season or so. And then Ugarte, he could be the missing link for Manchester United in terms of their reinforcements. It's also worth noting, these are all the incomings, but what about the outgoings for Manchester United this summer? Well, when you look at this graphic, this is one of their best windows in terms of sales. Already notable sales in terms of Mason Greenwood, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, a few others as well, with Facundo Pellistri. Notably, a lot of these players as well have really big sell-on clauses as well. So it looks like United, in their new structure, have done some really good business coming in, but also out.
Yeah, and one of those, like Dan said, you know, that McFred era is over. It looks like Scott McTominay is heading to Napoli. Again, it does feel like United have been trying to maybe get this sale over the line. Now that they've got Ugarte, they can now sell McTominay. Do you think this is the right move at the right time for the player?
Well, I think just going back to what you were talking about there, I think in 21-22, that was the most minutes that he's played in a Premier League season. He was in United's most used 11 alongside Fred in that United midfield. I think 2 years have passed since then, and his role has reduced somewhat, I would say, over the last 2 years, and it's mostly been from the bench. But I think you have to give McTominay credit. You know, he's played under permanent managers, caretaker managers, interim managers, and he's contributed to all of those teams and has been rated by all of those managers. And in that 21-22 season, when he played his most minutes, he was competing with Nemanja Matic, who's gone, Paul Pogba, who's gone, Fred who has gone. So there's definitely been an evolution in the United midfield. So, yeah, I think from Scott McTominay's point of view, you know, United were talking to West Ham last season about selling him. They were talking to Fulham about selling him last summer. They were talking to Fulham this summer about selling him. It feels like he wasn't going to be part of United's long-term plan. And now it looks like he's going to be going to Serie A and Italy. So it's muck sauce to muck arrabbiata.
Excellent.
Yeah?
Did you just say excellent?
No, I said I wasn't going to do that.
I'm trying to think of some.
I said I wasn't going to do it, but I've done it.
Could you not have thought of anything better other than arrabbiata?
Yeah, no, I can't.
Mick Carbonara.
Neapolitan?
Look, carbonara, that's better.
Maybe.
I
think we need to stop this.
Carbonara. Shall we? Yeah.
Leave that there, yeah.
Yeah? Shall we stop? Okay.